Taught me to live and let live, but I never truly learned to forgive. I can't make this leave, it never seems to go away. This empty feeling, it's now my reality. Each day I fight it, but it grows within me. Coping with it has now become my way of life. When I was a boy, I played as a boy, but when I became I put away childish things. Oh, I miss the boy. Some won't heal and others conceal. When will I figure it out? When your young time is endless, now it's all that I think about. When I was a boy, I played as a boy, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. Oh, I miss the boy. When I was a boy, I played as a boy, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. Oh, I miss the boy. When I was a boy, I played as a boy, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. Oh, I miss the boy. When I was a boy, I played as a boy, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. Oh, I miss the boy.
Hey folks, hopefully you can all hear me here. Welcome to the Monday night extravaganza. How's things, folks? Hopefully this thing is working. It could turn out to be a great setup, or it could be a total train wreck, but either way, I'm glad you're here to see it live. So another week has gone by. It goes by fast now. I don't know about you guys, but as I get older, I seem to, time flies a lot faster. New graphics, new software. Hopefully this one works. The last one had some issues with. I did actually figure out what was going on with it. It had something to do with my internet connection and kind of a setup in the DNS that I had to tweak, and I got it working again. But I like this new software. This new software is called Livestream Studio, and it seems to be pretty solid. So let me know in the chat if you can, if there's any glitches or anything going on there, and that'll help me troubleshoot if anything. So let's say a quick hi to people in the chat, and then we'll get rolling. I got a few things to show you tonight, and we can talk some gear, and we can answer some questions. Let me see here. Where's my mouse? Yeah, there it is. Too many screens. Okay. Dave R's Guitar, first guy in. Hey, how's it going? I wish I had a prize for you. I got to come up with something for the first person in. Let me think about that. I'll figure that out. Quentin James, what's going on, brother? I heard you on Nocturnal's live show today. That was fun. You guys were talking about all kinds of stuff. Or what was the one when I came on? You guys were talking about some bodily functions or something of that nature. So yeah, I haven't listened to the full replay yet because I came in late on it and you guys were just wrapping up. I was in meetings all morning, so didn't get a chance to catch the whole thing, but I always enjoy that show. Scott Connor, how are you? Landon, how are you? Bam, how's it going? Thanks for joining us live. I know it's late for you. Eric from EVH Gear, how is it going, brother? I caught your Saturday show. I got the replay. That was awesome. Always do a great job. I hope to do some interviews and things down the road too. With this new software here, I'm able to, I guess, bring in some guests and stuff. The only thing will be I'll have to do some tests and see if, the great internet connection can handle it, but it might work. Hey, listen, I'm pushing the limits with everything I got going here with this little 1 meg upload speed, so if I can do that, I'm willing to try anything. I'll go right on the edge and let's see what happens. If it breaks, it breaks. Big deal. But I wouldn't book like a big celebrity or something and waste their time before doing some tests with maybe some friends and stuff to see if it's going to work. But something to work on. Brad Miller, how's it going? Janice, how are you? Nice to see you in here. And I think I caught, yeah, Scott, I got you earlier. Rockin' Dave, how's it going? You're driving back home. We'll try to pop in. Great new camera work. Great rockin'. Yeah, thanks, man. Always nice to see Rockin' Dave. Zach Thong's in the house. Who else we got in here? Make my way down. Sunny Breaks, how's it going? Bonjour, bonjour. Comment ça va? Ça va bien? Moi, ça va bien. Y a-tu du monde qui parle français dans le chat room? That's my my mix of English and French together. The New Brunswick French, they call it. I'm not a Quebecer. I'm a New Brunswicker, so I mix my English and French. So that's the way she goes. Oh yeah, Eric, I just got your message just before going live. I will send you a message back. I am definitely interested in that. So that sounds like an awesome time. So count me in on that one. I will. Right now it's in. I'll check the schedule again once I'm done my live stream to make sure that I've got nothing going on at work, but it should be fine. Let's see who else we've got in here. James Severin, what's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. All right, so I've gotten down to the bottom of the chat here. So what do you say we kick off the Monday night show with a Monday night rock and jam? How's that? Tonight we're going to bring out the telly. A nice little Telecaster action for you. Let's see if we... All right, so hopefully you guys can hear that. It's not too loud, not too... let me twirl around this way. Still waiting on my wireless to come in. Let me go to this camera. R2, R3, what's going on, brother? I just saw you pop in here. Let me cut to the back camera, and we'll do a little quick jammeroonie. And Nocturnal, what's going on? Hope you're doing good. Oh, that sounds like Priest, right? Priest on a Telecaster. That's awesome. All right, so let me shut my mic and shut my trapper, and we'll get her going with a little jammeroonie. And let's start up. We'll start up Monday night right. How do you? Hopefully it's right. Let me bring that up, and let's see if this works. It could be a great success, or it could be a total disaster. So that looks like that's working. All right, here goes nothing. And tonight we're playing the SMEER. What am I doing here? Yeah, this SMEER Telecaster. So standard Telecaster setup. Awesome guitar, great neck on it. I would say the neck is very similar to the R9, maybe a little thicker even, but all good. All right, James Severin, my new classic kicks. Yeah, no problem. I'll show that. I guess I have no idea. There we go. Priest on a Telecaster. Yeah, Green Mountain Leafy. All right, enough blibber blabbing. Shutting off my mic. There you go. The big jam. That's how I like to start a Monday night, right? Not my traditional, well, yeah, I like playing that type of music. A little bit of rock and roll. All right, let me cut back to this camera here. Yeah. All right, so now you can hear me. Cool, cool, cool. That's the SMEER Telecaster. That's my my favorite Telecaster, and yeah, it plays nice and sounds good. Running through the Helix actually tonight, not through the Friedman or the Aux. I've been playing a little bit more with the Helix, trying to give it a bit more of a chance, and seeing what I can come up with from patches. That patch is actually using the Mesa Lone Star, I believe, is the amp that I'm using as far as the amp model. So, still tweaking some stuff and having fun, and that's what it's all about, right? All right, so let me get back to this chatteroony here. Let's see what we got. Cool. All right, so that's good. That's good. That's good. All right. So, what did I do on the weekend? The weekend I didn't do too much. We went riding our bikes on Saturday. It was kind of chilly, but we have heated gear and stuff, so just as long as it's sunny and not raining, I'm good. So we rode all day on Saturday. Yesterday, Sunday, was kind of a rainy, cold day, so we didn't have much to do. So my wife wanted to go to a place called, well, here in Canada, it's called Chapters. Basically, it's a bookstore. And close to Chapters, there's a music store called Cosmo, and I'm all in on that, as you know. So I did go to Cosmo yesterday, and I tried a couple of things, you know, just some fun stuff. I hadn't played bass in so long, and they had a nice Ernie Ball Music Man bass there that I really loved. I mean, it had a roasted maple neck on it. It was amazing. So I played that. Let me run a little video clip of that. Hopefully this works. This new software here is pretty kind of all over the place, where you put your effects and your graphics and all that stuff. So bear with me. Hopefully I can make this work. All right, so Ernie Ball bass. So this is just a little clip, so it shows you the bass. I'm just playing around with it. I'll give you a little look at it. It's a beautiful bass. I mean, if I was getting back into playing bass on a regular basis, kind of weird. That would be the bass I would get. That's what I played before. I played Ernie Ball Music Man basses, and that's my go-to instrument when it comes to basses. I have a Yamaha bass now, which is, I bought it last year because I just needed a bass in the studio to do some recording with and stuff, and I didn't want to spend you know, $2,500 on a bass or something that I was going to be just using for tracking here and there. So I went with the Yamaha bass, which is an awesome bass, an awesome value. And I think it was under $800 that I paid for it, and for that price, what you get is pretty amazing. But if I was, if I had the opportunity or something, I would definitely go back to the Music Man basses, because they are awesome. So let me play you that clip. Let's see, how do I do this? Okay, I click on that. Where is my media one? So if I do that, what happens? All right, let's try this, see if it works. All right. So hopefully that worked. Hold on here. Let me pause this other clip here. Hopefully you were able to hear the sound and everything, because I can't hear when I'm playing these clips. I have to figure out, because this is all new software and I haven't routed the audio when I play a clip to my headphones. I can see the meters going, so I'm assuming you were able to hear some of that which wasn't very good playing, but at least you got to hear it. So yeah, it's an awesome bass. I think they wanted 2,700 Canadian for it plus tax, so you're over $3,000. But when I was playing 5 strings. I had a couple of 5 strings and 2 of the 4-string models of that exact Music Man Stingrays. And back then, this is, you know, in the 2000s, I guess, I think they were about 2,600, 25 for the 5-string basses, and the 4 strings I was just over $2,000. So they have gone up in price, but you know, that's pretty much the value where they're at. But this one had a nice roasted maple neck on it, and it was amazing. So yeah, so that was fun. But the other thing I tried, and oh man, I have to stop trying these custom shop Gibsons because they stick with me. This one, as you know, I've have if I could sell there's a few of my collection that I want to sell, just because I have to, you know, make some room for paying for the R9, and the other guitar that I'm really want to add to the collection at some point is an R7, and the R7 Gold Top specifically. And they had one there at Cosmo, but it was an R7, and they play amazing. I mean, it's super light. I think it was just over 8 pounds, and for a Les Paul, that's like unheard of. And but this one was a relic, and I mean, when I say relic, it's really relic. Like all the gold finish, you might see it in the video. It's all cracked. It's got, you know, some wear everywhere in the back of the neck, the back of the body. But man, the thing played amazing, sounded amazing. So let me run that clip for you, and you can see it. It's pretty cool, and the danger in that is when I try something like that, it just motivates me even more to find a way to to get it. But they're not cheap, and I can't get another guitar until I move a couple of things here out of the studio. That's just, I've made a commitment to not do that. So yeah, it's a sickness, folks. I think, I don't know if you guys have that, but man. But this guitar is amazing, trust me. Even if you're not a big Gibson guy, I'm telling you, if you played this guitar, you would have said, wow, okay. So here we go, let's try this, and hopefully this works. Can't see why it wouldn't, but let's give it a shot. R7, all relict. See, look at the back. That's an R7. What are you looking at? Look at this. There you go. It's the R7. Well, there you go. So as you could see, it was really relic, but the playability and the sound of that thing was insane. It was really, really good. On par with anything like even my R9. I think my R9 and that would be like very comparable as far as playing and the feel of it. So that was that. Let's see what, yeah, Brad says it's a sickness, yes. Jamal loves the color of the Les Paul. Yeah, I always like the gold tops. My favorite is what the R9 is, which is like a cherry burst type of thing, more classic looking, but that gold top is definitely on the high list of favorite colors. But that one was really relic, and it doesn't really bother me that it's relic, but I don't know. I'd have to think about that a little bit more. Dave R's Guitar asked a question earlier, or not Dave, Rocking Dave, I think, asked, have you ever played or heard of the old Music Man guitar and bass amps? I have not. I've never played a Music Man bass amp. I've played their guitars and basses, obviously, but never their amps, so I'm not really familiar with them. But I'm sure they're, I've never actually seen one, so are they pretty good? And Dave R's Guitar says, now that's how a gold top should look. Yeah, see, to me, it's one of those things. It works. It works for that guitar, but I also like a pristine, like something that's not relic gold top as well. But I put them side by side, but just playing that guitar, it felt really good. So I don't know. I don't know. It's a nice instrument. Scott Connor, I want 10 of those, a couple of these, a match set of those. Yeah, I know what you mean. Bam, as he says, offer them less. It's beaten up, looks worn up and used, doesn't even have a complete gold top neither. Yeah, I know, but the funny part about it is that now the relic stuff is more expensive than the the pristine quality gloss high finish. That's just the way things go in like the motorcycle world, where I know a lot of as well, and I'm deeply involved in that. Is it used to be back in the day that chrome was the big deal, right? Anything that you were putting chrome on or whatever, that had more value and would cost you more. And in the last 10 years, the blacked out look, which is everything just blacked out, which is cheaper to manufacture than chrome, has surpassed the price of something. So if you saw a bike that had a lot of chrome on it, and you saw a bike that was completely blacked out or whatever, had black pipes, and the engine was all coated in a black, power coating or whatever they use, that bike would be more expensive. So it's weird how that works, that the relic stuff now is more expensive because it's relic than, the one right next to it, which is completely flawless. So yeah, I don't know. That's the cycle of the stuff, how that stuff works, I suppose. Yeah, Landon says, I think someone let the moss grow on it. That's what it looks like, right? I guess that's what's underneath them, like the finish that's underneath the gold top. I've never taken a gold top and stripped it or anything to find out what was actually underneath there, but maybe that's what it is. Because I've seen pictures of others that have older gold tops and that collect them and stuff, and they kind of wear in that way, and there's always that kind of greenish looking underneath. So must be the process or how they come up with that color, I guess. I don't know. Quentin says, no likey, take it backy. All right, I didn't buy it, so just to be clear on that, I just tried it. Cosmo is having an event in, I believe it's first weekend of June, where they have their big event. They have a big concert. There's a bunch of bands playing. They have some clinics. They have some pretty good clinics, actually. Andy Wood is there. Last year they had George Lynch. And this year they've got even some, the drummer from Iron Maiden, Nico McBrain, is there. So it's a huge event. And during that weekend, they blow out a big sale of everything, like, 20, 30% off of everything sometimes. Or you could even go in and you roll this wheel as you're going to the checkout, and you could have, if you land on 50% off, you get 50% off whatever you're buying. So they have a big sale there. So I will go. I'll probably end up going to that, just to look around and spend a day and stuff. So you never know. Hey, if that guitar is still there and I can get it for 50% off, I'm in. But I doubt that's going to happen. They don't usually do that on those types of instruments. I like that bronze in the paint, Scott Connor says. Yeah, it's a really cool guitar. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. EVH says, I'm thinking this is the year I will get a Gibson Les Paul. I'm on the Kramer roster, so it makes no sense not to get one. Just not sure what I want yet. It won't have a Floyd though. No? Okay. Yeah. I don't think I'd like to get a Floyd on a Les Paul. It's just not its thing. But yeah. This is the year to do it, I think. And I tried some. I tried a couple of the new ones as well. And I think, Eric, I'm not sure. I can't remember if you like the smaller necks or the thicker necks. I can't really remember, but you know, they're very different. If you try the 60s standard and the 50s standard, they're very different feeling instruments. So definitely try them out and see how you like them. They're heavy. I would say that about them. The new standards are pretty heavy. So if that's an issue for you, then maybe look at the custom shop stuff. I know it's expensive, but if you can get a deal and you're on the roster, it might be worth it. But that's all I can say. You have to try them. It's just one of those things. I can try 10 Les Pauls and like one and not the other ones. It's just one of those things. So let me know, though. I look forward to seeing you playing a Les Paul. I saw you play one Les Paul at Cosmo when we all went together, and that was kind of cool. It's different seeing you play a Les Paul, because I don't put you, like, in my mind. I always see you playing like an EVH guitar, or it's like a Kramer, or more of a shredder type of looking type of instrument. And the Les Paul is more like that classic type of rock machine. But it's all good. Scott Connor says, I do like the blacked out look. I like the blacked out look too. On going back to motorcycles now, my bike that I bought, that I had for 5 years, was completely blacked out. It was and even the paint wasn't a gloss. It was something called denim paint, so it's all black with red pinstriping around it, but it wasn't a gloss paint. It was a flat black, and the pipes and my engine, everything was all blacked out. So I liked it. This new one, I went the opposite. I went back to glossy paint, more chrome and stuff like that. But this new one is more, you know, it's not done up like super fancy. It's just, you know, very just classy is what I would call it, that look. But I like the blacked out look. Like, I owned one for many years, but I just wanted to change. Jamal, how's it going? Let's see. Bam says a shop can chuck a guitar around the back and charge more for it as relic job. Ridiculous. Yeah, I know, but these ones are not. They're done well. They're like, even the Friedmans that are done and they relic them, they do a really good job. It's a long process. I've seen how they do it. There's some videos out there that show the actual process that they go through, and it's not just drag the guitar up around the corner on the back of a car and then put it up for sale. It's a lot more involved than that, obviously. Let's see. Stealth is popular in a lot of formats now, cars, bikes, and guitars. Yeah, Stealth would be basically, it's flat black, flat paint. In the Harley world, they call them denim finishes. So they're very popular. Let's see what else we got. Okay. My amp channel is still live. Yeah, my amp channel, well, it's basically my Helix. I don't know. Yeah, it's not really, it's more my mic, I think. Let me do this. No, it's just my mic. Because the Helix has a pretty aggressive noise gate on it, and it's not, I know there's a little bit of hissing, but it's my mic more than anything. See, if I turn this way, it kind of goes away. I'm actually in the process of getting some isolation boxes. What they call, they're basically little electrical transformers that go on my electrical outlets, where my amps and the mixer and the speakers and stuff will plug directly in, that will cancel that hissing and that hum. Apparently, I've got them on order. They should be coming in a few weeks, so hopefully that'll eliminate a lot of these issues. But yeah, it's not the yeah, see, I can shut the Helix right off as far as the, and I still get it. It's coming from the mic for some reason. Let's see, maybe I can, you know what I'll do is I'll turn down the gain a bit. There we go. It's still doing it, but it is what it is, folks. Let's see. Dave R's Guitar says, no, Brian, it's bronze powder in the paint. It's a reaction with the copper in the bronze. It turns green when it reacts to the air and salt and sweat. Ah, okay. I did not know that. Interesting. Well, that's good to know. Scott Connor wants to meet Nico. Yeah, that's I was surprised to see that Nico McBrain was going to be at Richmond Hill to do that clinic at Cosmo, because he's he's a pretty big name, and I'm sure they're touring and everything. So, but yeah, should be good. So EVH, you like smaller necks? Yeah. So look at the '60s versions, for sure, and they should work well. If you like, I guess the SG necks, which, well, the SG that I have is a smaller neck, and the '60s Les Pauls standards and stuff have that type of neck, I think, more or less. Dave R. started, modern gold tops won't turn green. They're different gold color than the 50s. Oh, okay. Interesting. It's like getting a pre-wrecked Harley. Quentin. I know, right? Yeah, give me that bike that you just ran into the curb with and scratched up all the hell. I'll take that. It's just a thing, man. It's just a thing, I suppose. Custom Shop does use historically accurate paint. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they do. Their paint, their plastics, and all that stuff are very accurate to the time, and the process of applying that stuff is done the same way. The glue, apparently they use something called hide glue, which has more resonance or something. Apparently, I don't know, but that's what they say. Geddy Lee is doing a book signing at Cosmo as well. Zach says, yes, that's right. Geddy Lee will be doing a book signing. So that's cool. Sonny says, Cosmo is my guitar store. I've bought most of my gear there. Yeah, it's an awesome store, that's for sure. And on Sundays, it's cool. They have local artists there, acoustically, and just, maybe just a singer and a guitarist. They have something called an open mic right in the foyer of the music store. It's a big music store, and they have a little foyer, and they have like a Starbucks in there, and you can sit and have a coffee and talk to people. And they have a little stage set up there on Sundays, and they bring in artists from the area. Anybody can go up, and you sign up when you get in there, and you can go up and play a few songs, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Quentin says, I don't think I've ever seen Eric play an acoustic either, with or without a Floyd. Yeah, that would be something. He might do that someday. You never know. He doesn't have to. He's got that Variax guitar, which can turn into an acoustic, a mandolin, a banjo, whatever you want. So no need for it. Ladybug, hello. How are you? Hopefully everything's well. There was no, yes, there was today a little bit of cooter talk on Nocturnal's show. So in case you're wondering, because I know last week that was a big, the big subject of that whole scenario was the cooter talk. So how long have we gone? We've gone almost half an hour on my show without mentioning it, but here we are, we mentioned it. And for those who don't know what we're talking about, you have to go listen to Nocturnal's show and figure it out. That's all I'm going to say. Scott Connor says, are two band manufacturers gainfully employed? I'm assuming they're still doing business. No biggie, Brian. One of my mics I have cranked the gain, even use a cloud lifter. I get the hiss. Yeah, it's one of those things, and you're especially in a studio environment when you've got a lot of stuff, electronics going on, and I'm hoping those isolation boxes kind of fix a lot of those issues. I definitely, when I use the Friedman, I get even a lot more hum and stuff. So I'm waiting to get those isolation boxes before I start using the Friedman in a live show setting and so forth. So that's just the way it is. So I'm making my way down chat. It looks like I'm at the bottom here. The other guitar that I would like to talk to you about that I was really, really impressed with, and I tried it before this weekend, but I tried the new version, which is exactly the same, except they moved the jack from the front of the guitar to the kind of traditional under or alongside of it. It's this one here. Let me bring it up. Well, hopefully I can bring this up here. Let's see if this works. If I do that, there it is. It's this guitar right here, the Les Paul Jr. Tribute, the double cut. That thing was amazing. It's under $1,000, I believe. I can't remember in Canada. I think it's just around $1,000. But I think for that price, for a Gibson with the P90 and the way that thing played and sounded, I think that's an awesome value for anybody looking for a solid rock guitar. They have this version here, and they have, and the neck profile is really nice on it too. It's not too thin and not too thick. It's kind of in the middle of the two. I found it played awesome. It really did, and it sounded great. I was plugged into a Mesa Cali, I suppose. It was a little white combo there that you saw me playing with the Les Paul in the video, and it sounded really, really good. They have two versions of it. Let me just see. Where is it? They have one with a single P90, which I tried, and it was amazing. But they have one with two P90s as well, if you're into getting a little bit more flexibility with the tones. Where is that one? I think it's this one here, yeah. So this one has the two P90s on it. So that's a really good option for anybody looking for, you know, a guitar and doesn't want to break the bank and is looking for something that is a really quality instrument that sounds really good. All kinds of types of music can be played with it. I think it lends itself to different styles, from rock to country to blues to pretty much anything. Those P90s are really versatile. So definitely, if you're in the music store and you see this guitar, you know, I wasn't a big fan of the look of it. I just kind of walked by them before, never really paid much attention to them. But I've heard a few people say, yeah, these are really nice playing guitar and stuff. So one day I just picked one up and it was like, wow, these things are really nice. But I wasn't in the market for one, obviously. Then I'm more of the Les Paul type of guy and Telly guy, I suppose. But I wouldn't hesitate on this one if I was looking for something like it's really worth it. Let me cut back to this. Where's my mouse? There it is. Okay, and how do I get this out? Really? All right, that, like that. How come I can't, hold on. How do I cut out of that? Interesting. All right. There should be a button, and right here. Pull that. There we go. Still learning this new software, by the way. There we go. The other cool thing with this software is, I noticed the other night, is I don't know if it'll work. Yeah, here it is. I can bring up. So let's say. Somebody asked me a question. Let's see. Dave R says, Quentin says $99 breaks them. So if I wanted to bring up Quentin James' comment here, I could, technically I could do this. Yeah, and it works. There it is. I can bring up, so if I was doing, you know, something that I needed to bring your comments up so the whole stream could see it or whatever, you can do that, and I can see them all come in live, which is pretty cool. And let's see, we've got, I can bring up, there's an nocturnal little thing there, and we've got Quentin again, we've got R2. So the software's got a lot of cool little features. I'm still learning it though. It's still a little bit, I kind of get myself lost when I start playing with too many of the features, but it's pretty good so far. Let me pull that out. There we go. And then the other thing, I had another graphic on there somewhere. Where are you? Graphic 3. And can I push graphic 3? There it is. Cool. So it's a real broadcast type of software. So it works very much like, you know, what real TV studio would use. So kind of cool. Dave R's got to run. No problem. Thanks for jumping in, man. Much appreciated. We've got another just about 15 minutes. I don't know if it's, because the way it works is if you have a Vimeo account, and I don't know if you need a premium account or just a regular account. I'm not sure, but I have a premium account with work, and I'm able to have to have the. Oh, hold on. Oh no, hold on. We'll see if this this carries on here. It says no data. Hold on. Health is good stream status. Is it coming back? Let me know. Internet issue again. All good now? Let's see. Let's see if it comes back. Because on my thing here it says it's not sending data for some reason. Let's see if it comes back here, folks. If it doesn't, then we just call it a night early. But it's back, but buffering bad. Okay, so it's for some reason it's saying that it's not sending data, and it should, because it's telling me it's sending the appropriate amount of data here. It's all good. You're back. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully it's working. We'll carry on, and if let me know in the chat if it completely disappears, and we'll say goodnight. I suppose that's what you get when you're using these crappy internet service providers. Not that you're just limited in the country to what you can do. So, and I'm pushing the limits here with everything that I'm doing. No buffering on my end. Yeah, so I think it's coming back now, because on my status it's saying stream status okay, but it actually said there for a minute no data. So I guess we have to give it a minute to. Mine is better. Okay. All right. So again, if you have any questions or things you want to discuss before we call it a night, we've got another 15 minutes or so here, as long as the stream can stay up and running. And yeah, let's talk about stuff. If you want, I can show you the telly again. If there's a guitar you want to see, just put it in the chat. Hold on, let me just grab the telly for those who wanted to see this telly. Yeah, this one I picked this one up on a trade. Oh, sorry, I hit my mic there, so you might have heard that. Buffer gone and true bypass. let me put that on regular tuning. I had it in drop down a step. So yeah, I picked this one up. I had a guitar that was the Gibson ES model. It was like a semi-hollow Les Paul version, and I wasn't really playing it that much. So I picked this one up from a guy in Toronto that wanted my Les Paul semi-hollow. So we traded. He gave me this Sir Telly, which is, it's a really nice guitar. It plays really nice. It's got a nice neck on it, and it's got the locking tuners. Let me just try this stupid cable. I can't wait till my wireless comes in. It's supposed to come in on Thursday. That'll be really nice because I hate having a cable when I'm doing these live streaming. So it's got, it's hard to show you, but it's got these nice locking tuners on the back. Nice smooth neck. The neck, like I said, it's not super thick, but it's not super thin either. It's about like my R9, maybe a little thicker than the R9. The thing with this one, it had a ding in it. That's right. You can see it here. Just a little ding. Nothing crazy, but it's got a nice heel joint here that's kind of slanted a little bit, so it's not so thick. So it's kind of nice contoured to it, which is really nice. But yeah, it's just the only problem with it. It's got that little ding. Doesn't bother me at all. Like, I just saw it and I'm like, okay, well, whatever. So we did a trade. He gave me $500 plus this, so I was good with that. And yeah, it's the standard Telly type of pickup, but they're the SMEER pickups, and they sound amazing and they play amazing. This guitar stays in tune like nothing else, man. That's one thing about the SMEER guitars that I've noticed that when I played them. They stay in tune, that's for sure. So yeah, nice standard butterscotch Telly, not too heavy. It sounds really good. Let's see, do I have? Yeah, so that's the Sir Telecaster. Very nice guitar. I like it a lot. The thing with the Telecaster, for some reason, is, well, I haven't. Sometimes I don't play them for a few weeks, and then I pick up the Telecaster, and it's like, oh man, this guitar is awesome. And because I play mostly my Les Paul, obviously the R9 has been my main guitar since I've gotten it, and that's what I usually pick up and play for a long time when I'm playing. And the red Strat back there, you can see the red Strat on the wall there. It's kind of weird doing that. Yeah, can you figure it? It's the opposite way. There we go. The red Strat is a Friedman Strat, and that's my second favorite guitar. The R9 and then that Strat are my two main guitars. But then I pick up that Sir Telecaster just to jam around with, and it's, man, and then you remember why you love that guitar so much, because it's so nice to play, and it sounds good, and it's super versatile. And I seem, there's some guitars that you really gel with and you play, and all of a sudden you seem to play a little differently than you would on a Les Paul, and it brings something else out of you creatively. So yeah, they're cool. They're cool. I'm not sure if everybody in here is who's a Telly guy and who's a Les Paul guy, but it's nice. It's nice to have a little bit of a different guitar now and then. David Ennis, how's it going? Thanks, James Severin. Thank you for your comment. Eric says, I hear you on the internet providers, as you know. Yeah, I know you had some issues, right? I've got way more issues as far as speed, but I'm glad you guys got your stuff worked out there with Kojigo, your internet provider. But yeah, I'm hoping someday that up here, they're supposed to run fiber at some point right to Alliston, but I don't know, man. It's taken them. When I moved here in 2012, they were talking about it, and they said it would be 5 years. I haven't seen anything yet, so I'm not holding my breath on getting that. But if I got fiber to the house here, oh my God, yeah, I'd be like, bring it, let's do it. And I pay a lot for this stupid service too, and it's like 1 meg up, and I think I get 15 down if I'm lucky on a good day. And I think I pay $100 a month just for that service. So, because there's no other service, that's it. You either do that or you use your cell phone. And your cell phone, you're limited to only a certain amount of data per month, or you're going to pay a lot more than what I'm paying, a lot more than $100. So enough of that. That's just internet talk and, all that bull crap. As I say that, my stream says, stream status bad. I guess they're listening to me. EVH says, I know Ian Thornley loves those guitars. Of course, Pete Thorne too. Yeah, the SMEER guitars. Showman Blues, how's it going, brother? Showman's got some nice guitars too. I saw a stream the other day that he was on, and he had all his guitars on there. Amazing stuff. What happened to my lip? I don't know. I cut it, actually. I don't know what happened. I cut it with... It's kind of funny. I was coming out of... We have a hot tub in the back. That's just a funny story. We have a hot tub in the back on the patio. And I came out of there, and we have this little railing that's kind of around it. And when I came out and I went just to get my towel or whatever, for some reason I leaned over, and it's hard to explain, you'd have to see it, but there's a bar there, and I hit my lip on it, and it just cut me a little bit. Yeah, that's what happened. There it is. There's a story. Let's see what else we got. Brian Stewart's in the house. How's it going, Brian? How you enjoying your new stuff? I know that you got a new guitar lately, or I guess it was last week. I saw you had a new guitar, so that's awesome. That's cool. Yeah, you're late. No, that's okay. It's all good. That cut will turn into the Hulk. No, it won't. No, it won't. It's almost gone. It's just aggravating right now. It's just stupid. I'm telling you, man, I could tell you stories. I think I'm going to start a new show soon, and I think I mentioned this in Nocturnal's chat the other day when she was doing her stream. They were talking about different stories, and I think I'm going to start a new show called Story Time with Brian, because, man, I got some friggin' doozies. Yeah, I'm just glad that the internet wasn't around when I was growing up in the 80s, because, oh, man, yeah. I got some, and then with all the band stuff most of the 90s, when the internet came in, it was like really people started using the internet in general terms, 97, 98, it started around there, but there was no, cell phones or things of that nature. Cell phones were just starting to come through, but there was no like internet on the phone or anything. You just had a regular phone, a cell phone. But I think it was, the first iPhone, I think, was 2007 or something, right? So that's the time that, the band that I was with, we called it a day back in 2007. So right at that point is when we got out, which is probably a good thing, because some of the stuff, it was pretty insane. And Brian Stewart says, "Oh my God, we'd all be in prison." I know, right? When you think of some of the stuff that we pulled as we were growing up and doing some foolish stuff. I remember one story I'll say before we go. It'll only take me about 4 minutes to say it anyway, and that's about the time we've got left on our stream here. Is back in the day, I'd say when I was in my teens, me and a good buddy of mine. I grew up in a small town called Grand Falls, New Brunswick, and this small town had a population of maybe 6,000 people max in the whole general area, and Grand Falls had 3 kind of main bars, we would call it, on the Broadway strip, which was just a street where most of the businesses were and stuff. And on that strip there was 3 bars. One was called Fridays, one was called the Broadway, and one was called Suzanne's Club. So this was our kind of thing that we would do on Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights, and even Sundays. Sometimes we would go out and party at those places. And I was playing in bands back then, and the bands would play at these bars, and there wasn't a lot of bands. Obviously, it was a small town, so I think we had 3 bands in town. I had one, we had another group of friends that had one, and we had 3 bands. We would rotate, and we would do all these clubs, well, these 3 clubs, and it was always packed. It was always, because you didn't have anything else to do, so it was just basically that's where you'd go. But anyway, there was one night that me and my buddy, we were going out drinking, having a good time. We went to the Broadway Club, and I wasn't playing or anything. I was just going to see my friend's band, and we were just going there to party. But the clubs finished at 2 a.m. in the morning, and we always hung around a little bit. We knew the owner of the club and stuff, and I was underage. Keep in mind, I was about 17 years old at this point. And because we knew the owners and stuff, we always, they always let us in. And it wasn't like it would be today. Like, they knew we were underage and they still did it. And I think the cops probably knew too, and they just didn't do anything. But anyway, so we always stayed a little later in the club. So the club would close at 2, everybody would leave, and then there'd be a little group of us that would hang out and have a few more beers. And, around 3:30 in the morning, we'd all stumble out and go home, type of thing. Well, this one night, me and my buddy decided, okay, we're leaving. We had a couple of beers, and we had them in our hands, and we walked out, and you're just feeling good or whatever, and I for some reason got the idea that I'm going to throw this bottle of beer in the air, and just, it's going to go up in the air and it's going to smash on the sidewalk, and ha ha ha, and everybody walks away. Well, I did that. So I threw it up in the air really high, and everybody kind of scattered, and it fell right in a garbage can. There was a big garbage can on the street, and for some reason, it fell right in the garbage can. Should have left it there, right? Wow, that was a great throw, and everybody went, oh, that's awesome, right? Should have left it there. No, I went to the garbage can, picked up the beer again, and I wasn't good enough, so I threw it up in the air again. Well, this time, it didn't go in the garbage can. It actually hit the hood of a car, smashed, and then we're like, oh shit, that's not good. So we just wrote it off as being, oh shit, let's get the hell out of here and let's just call it a night. But the other side of the street, the whole time, there was a cruiser with 2 cops in it, and they were watching the whole time. So as we finished doing that and we kept walking, this cruiser screams by, cuts us off as we're walking. 2 cops come out, grab us, throw us on the hood, and give us the whole big spiel and everything. And the one cop says, you got a pretty good throw on your first throw. You should have quit while you were ahead, right? He says, we watched the whole thing across the street. So yeah, that didn't turn out that well. So I should have left that one alone, and that cost me a fine, and they didn't do anything else other than fine me, and a little town, they weren't going to throw me in jail or anything. But just for I should have just left it alone. But and the whole time there's a bunch of stuff that happens like that, and that's just one of these little stories that are just there's a lot of them. So having had the internet back there, I'm sure somebody would have filmed this whole thing. It would have gone online on Facebook and everything else, and then that would just follow you for the rest of your life. So the moral of the story is, thank God there was no internet when I was growing up, because there's a lot worse stories than that, I could tell you. So thank you for joining me tonight, guys. It was fun. I'm glad this software seems to be running okay. The internet is still a little bit wonky here and there, but it is what it is, and we'll get through it, right? So next week, same time, same place, 7 o'clock. I hope that you guys have a great week. If I go live again this week, I might go live with Ben on Wednesday. I think he's doing I think it's his birthday show or something, and he's having a little bit of a roundtable. So he did mention that he wanted to invite me on there. So if I can do that, I will definitely join him. And yeah, if you're not subscribed to the channel here, just subscribe. The channel is really about guitars, music, gear, even get into some other stories and motorcycles even, because I like motorcycles. So if you're into all that stuff, subscribe to the channel and join me when I'm live, and when I'm not, I'll try to post some other videos as well. I haven't been doing too many of those lately because I've been pretty busy and trying to get the whole setup here going. But now I think I've got a setup where I can start producing some more content on a regular basis. So hopefully by the end of this month, I'll get back on the routine of producing some videos and stuff. So, so there you go. Have a great week, folks. I hope that the weather changes here in Ontario to give us some summer weather, because it's been kind of shitty the last few days. But I'm sure we'll get there and we'll enjoy a nice summer. So have a great one. Thank you very much. And we will talk to you next Monday, if not sooner this week. And I'm sure we're going to see each other in the other chats and stuff. So have a great one. All right.